Okay, let's see. Let's check where I'm at. I hope I'm not blasting everyone's ears out right about now. Okay, won't be needing this one. No, this. All right. Okay. I have no way of knowing this. Give me 1 second. Let's just check. Maybe this way. All right. Okay, perfect. Seems to be working. So, all right. Let me just quickly get my bearings here. Okay, perfect. I hope I'm not too quiet or anything. So let's see. It should show up, yes. Perfect, perfect. All right. So let me just yap a little bit about what I'm going to do here, what the plan is. First, I'm going to set up. Let's do A3 actually. Don't worry, I don't have any clue what I'm doing either. I'm just clicking through things. We just call this day one. Okay, so this is basically going to just be a diary of my hopeful, successful improvement journey of drawing. We'll see whether or not it works out. At the very least, I have my very own housefly absolutely annoying me right now. I named him Jeffrey for some reason. Okay. I think this should be fine. 300 ppi? Yes. So I can talk to my emotional support fly. So did I or did I not? Okay, this looks fine. Okay. So let's see. I just have to check. I don't need this animation docker down here. Right? This is animation, right? Yes. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Let me see if the hotkeys work. Perfect. What was I saying? Yes. Fly. I support fly and what I'm doing here. So I basically have no fucking idea, excuse my French, what I'm actually, in need of improving my art. I have a basic understanding of, nothing basically. But at the very least, I can put down some lines. So let me just check how well everything can be seen here. Okay, should be fine. Should be fine. Let me just check OBS. All right. Seems good. Okay. I'm very sorry. I don't actually have much music because I have, again, no clue what I'm doing. Just downloaded a singular track from, what is it? YouTube Music Library or something? Yeah. That I enjoyed. But instead of wasting time, finding the perfect tracks and having it all just fit and, I don't know, be uh, incredible and amazing and totally perfect for the very first stream in my entire life, I just decided to, well, might as well just start streaming. So, but before I keep on endlessly yapping about the same 5 things, let me just check what do I even use here? What is this brush? I think this one, right? What are you? Where do I even check? Layers, composition, tool? I have no idea. I might have actually gotten rid of the Docker for my brushes. Yes, it would appear so, 'cause usually it's down here, and I have no idea how to pull it back up again. Luckily, I did some setup, very basic stuff. These brushes, for the most part, I think should be included in base, what do you call it, Krita? 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 I don't know. Whatever the pronunciation may perhaps perchance be. I'm sure it is definitely not what I just said. Regardless, um, this is nothing insane. I could just, let me increase the brush size here. I could also just, you know, use some standard stuff. I decided for this, what would this be? I think size flow gang, a brush I found at some point. I don't know. I have no idea how to set up brushes, like actually. So, okay, anyway, let's get into what I'm actually planning to do this stream, which would include looking at pretty pictures, because I don't draw them yet, you know? And so, the process is going to be something like look at picture I like, put picture away, try to draw picture I looked at, pull up reference again and correct. I'm going to try, because I literally don't know how to do the most basic things, like breaking down poses and stuff. I have literally zero knowledge. Let's just say I have no knowledge about anything in this regard. And so I'm going to try and visualize and tell you where I'm thinking about what. I don't know how well this will work out because I have never done it. Perhaps I'll actually not even be able to do much. Sorry for the blank screen right there. I'm just looking for any image really. Anything interesting. I mean, I've drawn a lot of faces. What I would be interested most right now would be hair actually, because I can't draw it, but it's anything at all going onto the screen anytime soon would be better than what I currently have. So let me see, let me check. What I can recommend you do if you also want to, you know, do some drawing is just set up a Pinterest account. I haven't done that for like ever. And so the little doodling I have done up until this point was pretty much random stuff. Very, very random stuff, not even necessarily art related in any manner, but I suppose reality is art related, so in that sense then. What can I pull up here without immediately getting banned? Because all of this is... Actually, you know what? Let's just draw Shiori. It is, after all, not a Hololive related stream for no reason. Let's see. Let's check out what other people do. Shiori. Shiori. Basic pose. You know what? Let's just take this one. So that anything at all ever comes onto the screen. How do I download stuff? Can I just save this image? Yes, I can actually. I think. Let's go into my projects, drawings and reference. Oh yeah, I've also downloaded a lot of reference and I've organized it. Why didn't I just pull up something from here? Well, anyway, let's just bring this in. So let's see. Drawings reference. This is a partial something something. That was very much not good. Anyway, I hope this isn't absolutely terrible image. Let's see. Ooh, can I not pull this in here? Let's see. Image. Mirror image. Don't think this is what I'm looking for. Import tools. Usually I'd be able to just pull the image straight in here. For some reason, I'm not able to do it with this one. That sucks. Actually, I can't pull it any image. Did I do something wrong? Let's unlock the background. This is a new paint layer. Do I open the file? Maybe. I don't know. JPEG. Why do you not... Why is it not working? I'm already loving the scuff. Oh yes. The pain. There's no stream without scuff. Absolutely glorious. At least I retained something from watching Hololive English, I guess. Immediately took over their scuff. Damn. I know that I'm somehow able to import reference images. Usually that would work as just that. You know what? I'll just make a new file. Yeah. Just make a new file. Maybe there's something weird going on. I don't know. Let's call it day 1. Okay. I think this is all good. Should be. Yes. Well, my control key doesn't actually work that well. Okay. Perfect. Well. Will you work now or not? Oops. Okay. It's still not working. I'm absolutely enraged, as you can hear from my voice. How do I do this? Image background and color transparency. You know what? Just it's gonna take a while anyway. Okay, let's see. Import image. Let's see. Window use the menu option. Okay, layer. What? Duplicate layer on mask. Paint layer. Filter mask. Vector mask. Add paint layer. Right. I think my reading comprehension is. Wait. Use the menu option by selecting a layer. Oh. And then import export. Import as what? How to import? This allows you to. Okay, yes. Yes. And how do I import it? Transparency. So it's import, export, import as import as paint layer. Selection mask, filter mask, transparency mask. Flatten image. What? I'm so confused. We just import. Let's go. Ooh, very dangerous stuff. Very dangerous stuff right here. Well, anyway, let me just put you on this for now. Give me a second. Let's see. Drawings, reference, characters, partial. And then we go to this one. This is very much incredibly scuffed. Okay. I think this is good. Right, this is wrong. Is it though? Alright. I hope I can draw over this. Because I don't know if I can. Okay. Well, we will see. Let me pull you back. Where is it? There we go. Somehow worked. After, I don't know, 15 minutes. So, let's see. Switch. Can I paint over this? I can. Okay. Amazing. It's good. This is very good. Okay. I have to think of a way to hide this and make it reappear later, though. Oh, it is a new layer, actually. Ooh. That makes stuff very simple. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Let's try and... Okay. Let's try and break this down. So what I'm seeing here... What am I seeing? What are we actually observing here? You know? Take your time. Don't rush. And just actually look. What are we seeing? Perhaps at first you might think... Oh, I can't draw all of it like this. My bad. Let me see. Let's go over here. might think, okay, we are in a room in some sort of alleyway. You know, I literally don't have any idea what I'm doing here, right? But let's see. Something like this, maybe, actually. I'm seeing something here. Wait, let me re-examine this. What is this doing? Let's go like so. This is, wait, hold on. Let me realign this. It's a little bit far up. All right. So, can I, perfect. Okay. So, anyway, let's check what we're seeing. I see the perspective somewhat. I'm thinking something like this, maybe. And this? No. No idea. Something like that. Might be easier to do it on the floor, because it has a clear border at least. Somewhere here, yes. Whoops. As you can see, I have to very much get used to this tablet I'm using. Okay. Something like this maybe, right? So this is like the, it's like the perspective. So then in theory, at least I think, this should connect to a, what is it, normal or parallel line? Not parallel, normal, I think. I have no idea. Something like up here maybe. I think. It's kind of looking right. There's some stuff, right? Something like this. Don't know what this is in the background here. But it's basically as a sort of modifier to the room architecture. This actually goes down all the way to here. Okay. So if we are trying to replicate the entire image, right? This is maybe something we'd have to keep in mind, perspective and such. We just undo all of this. But for today, I want to just focus on the main subject here, which in this case would be Shiori novella. And if you found this live stream, I'm very sure you already know who this is. But in case you do not, for some odd reason, talent of Kawakor, I think, Kawacorp Corporation of the English branch. I think generation, what, 3? Gen 3? Was it Gen 3? Myth, Council, I think, and then Advent, and now Justice, right? If I'm not absolutely making shit up right now. So, well, anyway, let's see what we can do here. I hope I didn't. Okay, so this was not necessary. So let's break down what this actually is. First, we could start with angles. Angles. No, I don't mean this guy. I mean this. Whoops. This right here. Right? Let's see. Where is she looking? She's basically. What am I seeing? It's actually pretty flat. Pretty much point blank looking at the camera. Yep, very much. This is the nose here. Right here somewhere. How close am I zoomed in? This is not even 100%, holy shit. Let's go in a little bit closer. So, how do we break down a face? Everything works in relations to something else, I think. That's what I've come to realize. Human proportions work best if you relate them to the character within its own self, if that makes sense. So it's like her head size, right? Or her head in general. Just as a base for where is what. So let's see. Okay, let me look at these eyes. I really like her eyes. Really like the design. This right here, right? So, how do I break this down actually? So that I remember something that's useful. In, Loomis had methods and some such. I'm trying to figure it out for myself right now. This is the eyebrows, roughly here, something like that. And we have the, can't even draw a straight line, holy shit. Let's just trace it a little bit. It's a nice drawing. Not trying to make a one-to-one copy of this anyway. Don't think this is very helpful. How do I... Ah, yeah. Right. This is the end of the thing here. So, again, I just pulled this from Pinterest. So I don't actually know who made this. Don't even know if an artist made it. Or whether or not it's a screenshot or something. No clue. No idea. Personally, I haven't seen this before. So, how do I actually break this down? It's a bit difficult. Let's start with the biggest forms, right? So, we have something of a rib cage. This is like the breast, right? So like something like, I think somewhat down here. Maybe like so. So below her arms, right? How would this look? Right, let me see. Would it go down like this? And then maybe like that? Come up all the way until here. Oops. Like this. Let's give it a, I don't know. What would you call this? Through line? What is this line? I don't know. Action line? No. Action line is something else. Well, anyway, this might be a form. Let's see how the shoulders fit into this. If this is the shoulder, right? Maybe like so. I don't know anything about anatomy either. It's like literally trying to get better at all. Just the most basic stuff is what I know. So like, I don't know, this might be the delta, I have no idea. Maybe like this. Something along those lines. Probably. Maybe. This would be the stomach. Stomach. Yes. Stomach. Right. I think. Let me rethink this. Let me rethink you. Let me rethink you. I think this might actually apply here. Let's see, let's trace. Where would this stuff lie? This is a little bit too weird. Don't know that whether or not this view is helping. I need like something more concrete that's helping me with the perspective because I'm really terrible at that, I think. I mean, again, I'm pretty much terrible at everything, everything connection to art in general. But, well, it is what it is. Let's keep on trying. How do I make this more easily digestible? Hmm. And on that note, try to, I don't know, keep in mind that art is very much a practice of hmm, thinking, thought perspectives. Like, depending on how you think about a topic, right? Its meaning may swiftly change or rapidly just flip, you know? So it's very much a think while you draw or before you draw. Try not to keep in the autopilot because it's going to choose the easiest way out. And that's most of the time going to be very incorrect, very unhelpful, and you're not going to retain any information about anything. I have tried it, it happened, and I always feel like I don't know how to draw anything. But we will see once I actually get out of, I don't know, trying to draw circles on Shiori's fucking boobs. I don't know. Maybe once I graduate. Let me see. How do I? Ooh, don't know if this is very helpful actually. But I think at least this line here, it's going down here, might not be too incorrect. I think. Let's see. Can I like zoom out a little bit? I want to see it from afar. Hmm. It would probably be helpful to make a layer above this one. Should have thought about this earlier. Well, anyway, it is the first stream. We don't care about this too much. At the very least, the stream started. So we just go with things as they come. Me and Jeffrey, my housefly, and my trusty pencil. How do we do this? I don't know, I don't know. No clue, no idea. So regardless of that, let me just try. Hmm. Oops. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, right. There we go. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. don't want to keep my thoughts too focused on this shape here right now. I'm trying to think how I'm going to memorize this. Because I feel like, don't know if it's true, because I'm not that good yet, hopefully. That sounded wrong. Well, I'm just hoping I improve at some point, right? Let's try and get the hips in here. Although this is more like the skirt. So the hips might actually be something like... Yeah, let me just draw through this. It's not helpful. So if this is the torso, right? The rib cage. Somewhere around here, right? Should be the waist. This basically like the, you know, the bones, right? So like if this is your hip, I'm just trying to visualize it easily without... Jesus Christ. I think I have to go to church. This is getting worse. Holy shit. I have to stop using this much French. Well, either way, let's just say this is your... Oh god, I'm making it worse. It's not stopping. Okay, let's just keep it like this. Let's just say this is your hip, okay? Actually, it would look more like this, right? Very simply expressed. This would be, what, your femur bone, I think? Right, going down like so. Something like that. I'm trying to find this in the image, this basic shape. So I do, you know some things. This you will have to just look up. I mean, we can do that, but I'm not sure how long I'll take finding a reference image to show. Probably a while. So anyway, let's just stick with this, right? Worst case, just touch your own hips. Always helps. If you have any, you know, you never know. Maybe you lost them in some car accident. And that's why you're here. In which case, my condolences and thank you for being here. Either way, this is a tangent. I'm not going there. Let me just switch this. Okay. I'm trying to find the hips, right? This bone right here, basically. Let me see. Or like the... What? What would you call this? The outermost moist? Ugh. Outermost point of the hip. Let's just call it blade, bone, plate, whatever. This thing here, right? Trying to look for this bone here to make a line to encase basically this right here, right? The genital area as well as maybe the beginning of the femur. I think this is the femur. Whatever. Your leg bone large edition. 2026. Yes. This thing here, basically. Either way. Don't know what it's called. I think it's a femur. I don't know. Maybe I've been a clown the past 5 minutes trying to talk about a bone that actually isn't called that, but regardless, trying to figure out where this is. And I don't know how to find these landmarks through clothing, because I just don't know. So I'm just going by general idea of proportion, which would be something like, let's say the figure is 8 heads tall, right? Just as a very basic minimalist guide, right? This is not very good. Let's just say it's like 8 heads tall, right? Let's just go times 2 down this way. Um, this would be basically, this would be the head, right? This is this is the head. This is disgusting. This is the head. Ooh, it's getting worse. Yes. Anyway, this is the head, right? Then you'd have the torso, which I think is 1.5, something like 1.5 heads, generally speaking. And then the stomach area up until the topmost part of the hip, I think. I'm not too sure. Don't take this as legal advice. Okay, this is terrible, 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 terrible trash. Terrible. Regardless, um, what was I talking about? Yes, it's like half of the body, right, on the top side, from here, right, to here, and the other half down there, basically. So like leg, knees, feet, right? Whew, this is horrid. Anyway, something like this, maybe. Uh, this might be so. Mm. Very terrible stuff. Very, very terrible. So let's see. Hmm. Something like, just let's just stick with half. I'm done with this. I'm over this. Leave me alone. Thought perish. Anyway, let's go back to what I was actually doing. Finding this. Let's move this along a little bit. So we are actually at least trying to produce an image today, because I'm still just breaking this stuff down. So I'm thinking that maybe down here, right? So like right there. Ah, yes, the classic YouTube clickbait arrow from like, I don't know, 2014 or 16. I don't remember. Very nice hip indeed. Very respectfully lookable. Lookable? Yes. So like, right here being the topmost part of the hip. So anyway, let's go along. Thinking this is okay-ish. I don't know. Can't get distracted now. This would be something like the elbow, right? Where would this go? Alright, let me think. The elbow would be something like so, right? In case, and that's the nice thing whenever you're drawing people, you are also a people, a person, hopefully, human being, perhaps an alien, I don't know. You can just look at yourself, touch yourself. Yes. Well, anyway, you can just, look respectfully at yourself and just feel where stuff is. Like, for example, like this. I have no idea where the elbow might actually be. So I'll just, roll back in my chair and just try the pose. Just look and observe what is actually happening. Where are the arms? Does this pose even make sense in this way? Kind of does. The elbow would be something like directly below her chest here. Or something like here, maybe? like so. Let me try and visualize this. Ooh. Now is the time when I really wish I had separated all of this overlay drawing stuff onto a different layer. Don't think I can. Don't think I can. Or can I? Let me see. Let me see. Let's click on this. Okay, no, I can't. This is all one. It has fused. This is how Shiori looks now. From today onwards until all eternity has bygone, this is how it shall be. Where's my brush? There we go. Okay. Anyway, it might be somewhere around here, right? Somewhere around this area here. I'm actually enjoying this a lot more than I thought I would. Ooh. So, in worst case scenario, I'll just keep on talking to Jeffrey. I think I called him Jeffrey. Where are you, Jeffrey? Just earlier, you wouldn't leave me alone. Not too sure he's still around. Might have flown out of the window. I don't know. Through the window? Out of the window? Well, so long as he doesn't fly in the window. Wait. English. I just don't want to have to clean up after him, so. Or it. Whatever. He's a Jeffrey now. My personal pet fly. Very good, very nice indeed. So, what was I saying? Oh, oh Lord. I lost the plot. Ooh, ooh. Oh, I think I just said I'm enjoying this a lot more than I thought I would. I should stop lingering around here. This is not helpful. Okay, let me just reverse all of this. Let's keep the notes. Okay. So, let's just write this here. So I don't have to remember. It's also a very helpful thing to do. Write down your thoughts. Like, actually, might seem silly at some point because you're like, I can remember. You know, as I described in the description of the channel, at some point I really would like to make a video game. But to be able to do this, you need to prototype stuff, right? Which is a fancy way of saying making shit up. So you have to make up a lot of shit. And if you don't write this stuff down, let's just say, I'm writing down what this game is going to be like, and this is the first thing. Yes, and it's going to be like so and so and so and so, and this is the second thing. It's going to be also very nice. If I don't write this stuff down, my brain has to constantly remember this part here, right? The very initial idea. This is very insane looking. And it never moves to the next. So it never moves down here, for example, to step 2. Like actually making a document might help, but you don't have to do anything fancy really. This is just corporate slop shit, type shit, I guess. And you don't have to write like a design document or anything fancy. Just write down your thoughts as you remember them. Because I personally, for example, often have these ideas when I'm sleeping, or when I'm waking up, I'm like, oh, this would be very nice. I would like this very much. Then I think about it, and then I have to either write it down or forget it. Because if I don't do either of those, right, it just lingers in my brain and it just exhausts me. And that's no fun. It's no interesting way of doing things. So write down, you know, write down, take notes. Just take notes. You don't have to show them anyone. Just nice little accidental notes, right? Nice little accidents of notes. And just keep them somewhere only you can look at them at hand or whatever. Just take notes. It's always nice. It's basically clearing your cache, browser cache, or it's like a memory leak, you know. It's if this is, constantly writing into memory, right? The same function, constantly doing the same thing, and you turn off your garbage collector. It's how do you actually draw a garbage bin? Hmm. What does it look like? Let's just draw a symbol of a garbage bin. This is now a garbage bin. Why? Because I said so. I have all of the power. And it stinks. Really bad. I think. And there's some trash here. And here. This looks very bad. Anyway. Sorry about that. If you turn off your garbage collector, which is, don't quote me on this, which is basically just your cleanup. Maybe you don't always need this function. Maybe you also need this function, but not this function. And so that it doesn't have to remember stuff it doesn't need, right? It sends them here. I think this is the core principle. I'm not very, too well versed in this stuff. But let's see. Anyway, if you turn this off, it's just gonna overload. It's gonna overload, it's gonna pile up, ever more, ever more, ever more. It's just gonna exhaust you. Anyway, tangent over. I need to keep on breaking down this reference. Otherwise, I might just as well not do anything. So, let's see, I wish I could. Actually, I can. I can move this. I'm very sorry about the burping. Let's see. Let's move this over here. All right. I can't, if you're wondering what magic I'm doing here in terms of tool selection, I'm not going to go through this because I literally only read stuff. So just read, just read if you happen to use the same. Just learn to read, just read. If you're using the same program, just look for the stuff you need. Worst case scenario, just Google for it. Do we use a different word nowadays? Because Google is like public enemy number one. Oh, maybe 15 at this point. Who knows? Okay. Let me switch back to my brush. Okay. So I want to break this down. Usually what helps me a lot is not talking and listening to some very, very, there's Jeffrey again, loud music. So my brain is basically forced to think for itself, but I don't know that this is actually helpful, because what I'm really doing is just pulling out all of the knowledge that I've gained which is not a whole lot, right? It's like, oh, I can do this. Amazing. And then I do this. And that's about. Oh, Jeffrey is going wild. It's about as high definition as it gets, right? Like, I can't properly move beyond this point. There's no higher fidelity of to my drawings than the very basic stuff of just, oh, I can connect large forms together. And at this point, this is not enough. This is not good enough. You know? Anyway, I can do this, right? When I'm distracting myself, you know? But I'm not, and since I'm not thinking actively and trying to guide my brain into absorbing the correct information, it just pulls out what it knows, what it thinks it knows, and then makes shit up to amalgamate some hideous abomination of, I don't know what you would even call this, something. It is not too bad. Um, and I don't think I learn anything from this. You know, don't believe so. I want to keep this head. Mm, no, this is bullshit. No, 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 no. We don't keep heads. We only keep hearts. Because we all know definitely how to breathe. Yes, I've been infected by Bibo. I think my brain is. Ooh. Anyway, let's see. This. How long have I been? Have I? Ooh, how long has it taken me to move along a singular line here? This is insane. I'm yapping so much. Help me. Well, anyway, staring straight into my soul. Oh. Okay, let's break this down. So, another, obviously, this is disgusting. This is also very bad. Another large form to keep in mind for obvious reasons would be the head, right? Good. What am I doing? I have to do this a little bit lighter. This is not good. Ugh, not good either. It's getting worse, I think. I've heard you have to use, your shoulder to draw. But given, let me test this, how high my desk is, I don't think I can do this because I don't have a very good grasp on how to use my utensils yet. Because I've been drawing on paper, just copy paper, you know, as in as recommended by the great Mikey Mega, right? Just pick up a cheap pencil, cheap piece of paper, and just draw. Figure out if it's something you want to do. Anyway, and so the transition has been pretty bad. I basically just started today, seriously started. I've tried a few times. I've had this like tablet for a while. I haven't really used it for a whole lot of things. The animation I played, if you can even call it that, animatic, either way, the thing you saw as a kind of like starting screen, right? I literally made yesterday and finished today. What am I doing here? Oh, so hideous, hideous. And so, I'm by no means a professional, not by a long shot. This is what I know. And I'm trying to share this knowledge this very limited knowledge, and perhaps I can help one or two people to figure out whether or not drawing would be something they enjoy. Because, I mean, I still don't know if this is something I really want to do. It's something I do, but therein lies the question. Do you do things because you like them, or do you like them because you do them? It's like the chicken and the egg, right? At some point, you start thinking these useless thoughts while trying to figure out where you're at in life. And I just, as the title suggests, pick this stuff up. To not think about all of the evil in the world, not think about all of the issues that are going on. Just do something, you know? Don't know how well this works for women, but I do know that this approach works very, very well for men. Just to keep your hands busy. You don't have to force, not being sad or anything. But just try and do something with your time. Instead of just sitting around, lying around, and being sad that nothing works, that you have nothing, that you do nothing, that nothing happens on its own for you, right? Usually, at least. Just pick up a pencil. I think nowadays the go-to is go to the gym, get in shape, which is genuinely a good piece of advice. But honestly, you don't have to. Just doing a few sit-ups in your bedroom or in your, I don't know, bathroom, or maybe not on the rooftop, but just where you can get easily, where you don't hurt yourself, where you don't have to think about who's watching, who's criticizing you, wherever that place may be. I think those are the ears. Just try and help your body help you, you know? And there's this one neat little saying I heard. It's been a while, but it's like what you don't use, you lose, basically. I think that's a very apt observation of some aspect of human nature, or the human condition, whatever fancy words you want to use to describe it. Let me see, I think right here should be the elbow, right? I've been yapping so much. Sorry, guys. Yapping too much about random stuff. I'm just emptying my brain. I think this is what I meant when I said I usually listen to loud music. I didn't think talking to an empty live chat would be very helpful, but apparently it is. Somewhat. See? Anyway. Let me see. I have to structure the next stream a little bit more. Make sure I keep a relative ease. Ease? A relative short window for my yapping sessions, because they go out of hand very quickly. And I just keep repeating stuff I already said. Okay, this is not very visually appealing at all, so we'll pick a different color. What was the hotkey? I think F for filling. Yes. This looks very bad. Oh, am I? Oh, okay. I'm modifying the image itself. This is not helpful at all. I'll just draw over it. I'll just draw over it. Let's use this. Oh, whoops. There we go. Let me see. I don't know if this is helpful either. Let's do foreground blue. And then we go background, I don't know, white or something. Oh, whoopers. Let's see. I'll just draw over this, whatever. Don't need to go into detail. This is like foreground. This is like the arm, somewhat. Still not helping me visualize stuff. So I think I went overboard in this. Pretty much. I feel like. I wish I could extract this drawing here. Just to look at it without the, background here. But I don't know how to do this. I don't know if I can. Should have made another layer earlier. Well, I'll remember for next time. Well, but to ensure that I actually do, I'll write it down. Let's see, make extra layer. Extra layer. Layer. Above. What? Reference image? It's looking bad. Reference PNG. Yeah, I know. Is this is English? This looks very above reference IMG image. Okay, good. Yes. I'll just have to import it again, I think. I have to. Can I? No, I can't. It's the same layer. It's basically stamped down. I think it works like, what would you say? Once I click off the image after importing it, it gets merged with the layer. Before then it doesn't, or something like that. I don't remember. Now the table is way too far down. I have to pull it back up. Give me a second. So, this is very dry, I think. Very dry stream, very long stream. With a lot of yapping. With a lot of not doing much. Okay. So let me just check something. Alright. Alright. Oh, whoops. Brush, where are you? There you are. Alright. I can't really look at this I think. Well, let's just try. Whatever. Have I broken it down? I don't know. Not very well, I think. Let's just take this red. So let's go back and try to re-examine what I thought here. Obviously, yes, keep it simple. You know, nothing serious. This line here, is this even visible? This line down there, right? Right above the eyes, just the eyebrows, basically. Then you can, of course, try and figure out the general style of this. Figure out the eyes themselves. I haven't found a way to reliably draw eyes or anything. So I might have to look into this as well. But what I'm drawing here is basically all of my art progress for the day. You know, maybe at some point I'll end up making 8-hour streams, maybe not. We'll see. But for now, I think today I'm gonna do like maybe 2 hours. I don't even remember when I started. I think it, what? 8? Wait, no. 6 p.m.? I don't remember. I have to check. I'll check maybe later. Maybe not. We'll see. Anyway, ears, eyes, obvious stuff, right? Try to keep your eyes. So, what I think I've learned, I haven't tested this yet very much, but I can soon when I start actually recreating this image, or trying to as best as I can, right? Ugh, this is. I'm already getting tilted. Oh, oh. Ah, maybe. Maybe not. I think I'll have to make a Twitter account too. Well, it will happen. Maybe. Maybe not. Let's see. Anyway, let's try to keep your eyes in relation to something, right? Always like, starting like this, I think, is a bad idea. Because you're like, aha, look, I made eyes now. Look, look how nice these eyes are. This is not very beautiful stuff right now, but the idea is just, look, I can make eyes. Okay, now we made eyes. Now what? Maybe you do the nose. I made the nose. Very beautiful stuff. Maybe then you do the eyebrows, right? Whoops. Maybe you do something more with the eyes themselves. Maybe you do some fancy something up here, right? I can't do this right now, but maybe, maybe not, right? And you work on this, and you, I don't know, work on it. You do it. You keep on going, and then you're like, okay, now I have this face. Look at this. Not only is this eye wrong, like where is this looking? Huh? Where are you looking? I don't know. Every direction but straight ahead. Where's this eye looking? I don't know. Somewhere. But let's just, for sake of argument, assume that this is perfectly drawn, right? Perfectly draw one eye or two eyes. And then you just can't keep going because there's nothing to keep going with. Because you don't know how to anchor this in the space that we call the face, right? The very face that you're trying to make, create, or whatever. Shit, I can't even do it. Let's just say it's this. This is now the chin. Oh, Lord Almighty, save my eyes from this cancer. Regardless. Oh, it's getting worse, guys. It's getting worse. It's not improving. And let's just say, you know, oh, this is the face. Let's assume it's perfectly drawn. This is very, very inconveniencing to draw like this, I think. You know, you'd probably be better off, anchoring the eyes in relation to something else, you know. So maybe you don't want to just, I have to pull down the desk again a little bit more. I have to adjust my chair. Okay, there we go. So maybe you just draw the circle, the famous Loomis method circle, because that's very important. Yes, and you're like, well, shit. Now what? I don't know. Eye, another eye, looking very weird. Then you're like, okay, now I can over-engineer it. I have this face thing, and it's going to be perfect. And then you're like, how do I actually draw now? You're like, do I start measuring where the eyes are? Well, I don't know. I literally don't know. What was the point of going on this tangent? I also don't know. We'll see. And you're just trying to figure out, right, where to go with what. How to actually draw. You just want to draw a nice face, right? You just want to draw a nice character, a nice face. But I think the starting point makes a difference. You know? Already looking slightly better than earlier. So, I don't know. I guess I wanted to say that just drawing the eyes, right? And always starting from the eyes might be a bad choice. Because you're not thinking about, well, where in space are these eyes, right? In relation to what or to whom are these eyes actually existing? You're just drawing nice eyes. Maybe you're not even thinking, okay, how does an eye actually look like? Because this, right, this is just a symbol for an eye, right? Unless you start thinking, but eyes are actually spheres, right? And on these spheres, I can't even draw a sphere. I have to revisit everything. Lies. I guess 0% stabilization doesn't help. Maybe I'm digging myself a grave instead of out of depression. Anyway, let's say this is the eye, right? Well, the eyeball, rather. On top of this eyeball is the iris, right? Somewhat. Maybe like this. Let's just say like this, right? And then you're like, okay, well, where are the eyelids? Well, they wrap around this sphere, right? And this sphere is then basically responsible for where your iris is pointing. Oh, this is a very big iris. It's more like a black hole. More like a black hole. Well, let's just say this is like, it's just an eye. Let's pretend I draw very nicely. And this is not absolute cancer to look at. You know, maybe like so, right? If you don't start thinking in actually where these things lie in space, you're very likely not going to improve at all. This wasn't necessarily a good example because I don't know what I am doing. But this is just my thoughts, and I'm constantly going on a tangent and not doing what I actually want to do, and I'm mad about this. Well, let's just erase this. Right. Let's go in. Let's erase this. I'm gonna just look one more time at Shiori's nice face. Oh lord. There we go. Through all of these red lines. It was a really bad idea just drawing on top of this. I'm trying to just memorize, you know? Just look at where everything sits. So maybe right here, yeah, something like that. Is the collarbone, right? Could be a very nice landmark. But everyone has their own approaches to this, I think. And this, personally, I believe, is also the contention of sometimes the. Wait, this sentence makes no sense. This might also be the reason for people claiming that art has no rules. You know? I'm sure you've heard this. If you've ever been interested in drawing, watched videos, right? As one does. Sure, you've heard it. Well, art has no rules. Do whatever you want. Every art is good. No, it's not. Most art is dog shit. Very few pieces of art are worth looking at. Some might give you a different perspective, sure, and that may apply to some, you know, art that's very poorly drawn. And yes, that is a thing. Beauty is objective, very much so, to an extent at least. And I lost my train of thought. I'm doing too many things right now. Yapping mostly. Yapping mostly. And not doing what I intended to. Let's just keep it simple. This is just a tube. This is also just a tube with maybe like a hinge attached to it, right? Something like this is wrong. Something like so. You see? Hinge, hinge, hinge. Why am I repeating this as if it's like a magic phrase or something? And you go like this, and then you go like this. Right, so let's say this is the hinge, right? I don't know why this is so short here. Whatever. Let's say this is the hinge, right? And then you have like the tube, which is the arm attaching to it, right? And perhaps that might help visualizing stuff. Keeping it simple, easy, you know? Try to not do too many passes. Not necessarily a good example of that. Because as you can see, I constantly erase stuff here. digital art. Already developed the habit, even though I basically used this thing 3 times ever since I bought it. But anyway, I can't even do eclipses. Eventually I will be able to, I think. Maybe not. We'll see. Can I do this, please? Brain, help me here. Help me out here, brain. I think this is okay. So like something like this anyway. Right, this is like a tube. This is like the hinge, which is like the elbow. Oh, horrid. Right? This is like the elbow. And then back here. Ugh. We have the other tube. Right? Forearm. Is it forearm? Is that a word? I think it is a word. I've decided it is now. Therefore it is. And so it shall be. And maybe now you do like a somewhat distant sphere here, right? This might be like the, I don't know, what do you call this? Not a hinge, like a, oh, oh, my English is failing me. A wrist. This is the wrist. Let's just call it as it is. This is the wrist. I wanted to find a word that's more general to describe all mechanisms, like so. At least, in German there is, it's the Gelenk, you know, which describes this thing and and like knee and stuff, every basic hinge in the body. But anyway. And then maybe you have like, I don't know, something like so. Like a tube cut in half, you know, for the hand. And like whatever this is for a thumb, right? This might actually be too terrible in my own mind. Probably looks like, I don't know, freshly harvested manure straight out of the cow. And, it's not, you have to make them smaller. Right, something like this size, maybe. Can I count? I think I can count. Not too sure. So, right. And then you're like, oh, now I have fingers. Right? Something like so. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not very good at drawing, as you can see. Um, but, trying to visualize, break down the arms and legs in simple, very simple forms. Try to keep them 3D, you know. If you can't, for the love of yourself and all that is holy, right? um, imagine these things, right? You can't come up with a form that looks good. Well, don't make it look good. The most important stuff is that it helps you visualize it. And that usually goes along with visual clarity. So, like, for example, behind this scribbling mass of lines, there is a face. You just have to look. Or maybe you just draw a face, you know? Keep it simple. Or try as best as you can. Don't overthink, which is easy to say and kind of ironic given how I'm trying to make you think differently about your drawing process. That's kind of weird, but it's fine. It happens. It's okay. So let's do it like so. It somewhat looks like this. Okay. Just try to visualize stuff easily, simply. Okay. If you can't break them up into individual forms, and this is not necessarily very helpful, this is just, you know, this is just stylized. Does it help you visualize? I I don't know. Probably not. This is probably not very helpful. Hmm, I like this line. Anyway, I'm really liking this line. Why do I like this line? Hmm. Well, um, what was I saying? If you can't break it down, don't break it down. It's okay. It doesn't have to be beautiful. If this is easier to visualize for you, do it like so. Or find out your own way to do it. What I would advise you not to is keep on watching endless videos about how to do all of these things, how to. This is getting more ironic the more I speak. Anyway, I just want you to actually start putting down the pen on the paper and drawing. Whatever. Doesn't have to be beautiful. If you don't like it, that's fine. I still don't like what I draw. I've been drawing for quite a while now, and I know basically nothing about drawing. You know, it's like it's sad, but that's how it is. You know, don't don't try to not beat you up too much, but don't go, denying that you don't like your art. There's a reason why you don't like it. Maybe try to figure out why you don't like it. You know, go deeper than just, well, it looks like shit. But why does it look like shit? Right? Is it the proportions? Is it the distance between the eyes? Right? Is it that you don't like your angles? Right? Is it, I don't know, that you don't like your lines? Right? What is it? Try to figure it out and write it down. That's important. So, anyway, let's keep going with this. I think I've yapped way too much, way too long, without actually proceeding. I'll have to rethink whether or not talking this much is actually helpful. My voice is probably going to be dead tomorrow because I can already feel it not liking this. The cold air from outside is probably also not helping. So, we'll see. Alright, so I'm just gonna sneakily pull up the image on a separate window and just look at it again for a little bit. Try to, you know, just see the image, take it in, you know. So, basically, you can imagine that you have superpowers, right? You're now Superman with X-ray vision, 2020 X-ray vision, and you're seeing straight through the skin and the muscle, and maybe you just see the bone, right? It's fine to just do a stick figure, but you have to be mindful of what it is useful for, which might be easier said than done given how you may not know anything about drawing at all either. And I'm just talking out of my ass. But what you know, may try and keep in mind is, well, a stick figure is static, right? And while you may be able to give it some, I don't know, gesture or something, right? It's not really a stick figure, but let's just give him eyes. It's just kind of like turning into a robot of some sort. This is looking bad. Anyway, well, you might be able to give them some gesture, right? Which I'm really bad at as well. Basically terrible at everything that makes you good at drawing. Plus all the tangents I'm going right now that make no sense, I feel like. Um, kind of invested in this guy right now. Well, I have to stop. Ugh, I have to close the window soon. Okay, what was I saying? Just try to think or download opinions from other people about what a stick figure might be useful for. Try to keep it in mind, be mindful. Okay, when you draw, being mindful is, I think, the most important part of the entire practice. You don't want to just be on autopilot when you don't know what you're doing, because you'll just end up pulling terrible, terrible you know, data. You're basically pulling a 1 star, you know? But we all want to draw the 5 star. Everyone wants the 5 star. But nobody wants to think about what that might require. This is looking kind of bad, but whatever. But you don't want to just go on autopilot, because you'll end up making very bad stuff, because you don't know it, and your mind only retains the things it must retain. This is probably a point I wanted to make way earlier, and I should have made way earlier, and then proceeded just drawing. But it only retains the ideas that it must retain at all costs, because it takes energy, and the brain doesn't like using energy. If it doesn't have to, it won't. So it usually is averse to doing it. You know, so you have to kind of put it in a situation where it has to. And how do you do that? I have no idea, actually. I mean, this initial idea that I had going into the stream is probably a good idea, you know, like reference into praxis, right? This is looking very bad. Into correction, right? Um, is probably the best approach you'll find if you actually get to do it, unlike me. So I'm just going to actually start. I've been yapping so much now. An hour and 50 minutes or something, I feel like. I've been yapping for almost 2 hours now. Jesus, Lord Almighty. It's kind of insane. Well, 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 well. Which, it's fine. It happens. The yapping is beginning. Um, ugh, very, very long time. An hour and 48 minutes of yapping. Oof, and no progress in my art. Now I understand why Ina is keeping it down low. Finally is making sense now that I'm sitting here and doing it. You know? So, yes. Okay. Get some practice in. Just trying to figure out how I can uh, take the pressure off my wrist. Let's see. This might work actually. Maybe not. Okay. So, let's try and remember. It doesn't have to be the same size or anything. But let's try. So, I think, right? She was looking at me very intently. Pretty much straight in the face. Into the camera view, basically. Something like so. And this is like the eyebrows. Somewhere down here would be the eyes. Let's see what I can do here. Let me try and work some magic. Hopefully. Some minor spell casting. This is fun. Something like what? So maybe? I don't like the angle. Maybe like this. No? Maybe like so. Let's check this out. Hmm. How would this be? Somewhere like here, maybe. Somewhere like here, probably, right? Not trying to perfectly recreate it or anything. Just trying to figure out the basic stuff. Let's think about this neck here. Hmm. Would it be here? Would it be here? Don't quite remember about this neck. A whole lot of anything. I'll just make sure I don't go too far down here. Let's see. Okay. Great yappening is going back a little bit. Retreating. Okay. Oy. Oy. Very bad stuff. Hmm. It's not helping. Well, let's keep it like so. Let's do it like this. Right. I think the shoulders were pretty far out. It's a bit too thick. Okay, let's see. This is very good, I think. Is it though? Let's try to remember the pose. Fairly certain this went something like this. Right? Actually don't want to draw with red, but it is what I have right now, so who cares? Something like down here then, right? Let me just pull this picture up a little bit. Not too far. Maybe more in the middle. It's too far. I keep it large like this, whatever. Okay, let's go back to drawing. Let's see. Hmm. Okay. Not sure I like this too much here. It's not very helpful. So it's too squishy, you know, for a proper direction. But whatever. I probably should give this more form too. Let's see if I can do that. Let's not try to use too many spheres, because they are very bad at giving you information about orientation. You know? What would a deltoid look like here? Something like so, maybe? Or like so? I don't know. I don't know anything about anatomy other than this is called a deltoid. Right? Maybe let's just do it like this, right? Very rough sketch. I should keep it loose and quick. But I'm like I'm gripping my pencil very hard. It's not very helpful. Not very helpful at all. So, you know, I think my fingers are getting a spasm of some sort, which is what it is. It happens. All right. Set is probably up too far. I think this is also looking bad, but let's keep the correction for later. So let me just think about this. Think about wife. Regret. Basically. Let's see. Maybe something like so. Maybe like so. Maybe like this. It's not helping. I don't know if size flow is actually the right thing to do here. But the arms should go in a bit, right? Since she was crossing them, right? So the elbows can't be too far apart. Otherwise, it will look weird very quickly. I don't know if this is helpful. And then like, what? Maybe like so. I should start on the other side. Because I think the left arm is overlapping the right arm. So let's just do that. Just trying to make some general corrections here. You know, if this looks like to you, I know what I'm doing. I have no idea. Like I'm just drawing. I'm trying to think while I do it. You know, trying not to be too much on autopilot. Let's just say this is the hand. This is this, and then something like so. Oof, that's rough. Might be Wednesday, but oof, don't look, my dudes. Do not look, do not perceive this terrible, terrible drawing. Let us see. I think this is unsalvageable. But do not fret. Try to finish your drawings. You don't have to finish all of them. And personally, I haven't. I've basically just been sketching very roughly, very poorly for a long time. I don't know if that actually taught me anything about drawing. I just know, oh, I didn't perceive her hair properly. Didn't break that one down. Let me try and remember. She has somewhat shorter hair. She has like this thing here, right? Yeah. Which is basically going all the way down to her eyes. Then she has like these two things here, kind of like crony. Don't know what you would call this. Something, something, hair, something. Insert proper something. Well, anyway, my voice is starting to give out, and I'm getting tired. I should not have yapped this much. I have to tone it down tomorrow. Try to keep it clean. I'll try to put up a timetable for myself. Why am I drawing crony right now? Let me think. I cannot remember. Uh, Maybe a quick look? Nah, I can't. That's not. It's not a good idea. You know what? Let's switch layer. Let's add another paint layer and go with blue and try to add like eyes. I think she has like pretty sharp eyes. Not as big. Let's go with something like this. Alright, this has to go. Somewhat like this. She looks a little bit angry. It's just not looking too much like Shiori, but it happens. That's why we are going to fix it later. Or probably more like tomorrow. I'll probably do it tomorrow. I feel my voice trying to give out. I have yapped too much. It isn't used to yapping this much. With cold air. Usually has her eyebrows pretty far up. This is... It is looking like something. I'm not too sure like what. Certainly not Shiori. That's fine. I know that she has a pretty small nose. Like really nothing particularly amazing. I don't remember the mouth at all. It kind of looks like she has a monobrow. Like a one eye, one giant eyebrow. You know, because of the red in here. Okay. Oh, I don't remember. He usually he has this crow-like or like almost beak-like smile, which looks really good on the model. I really like it. It fits the voice too. You know, man, I love Shiori. Right? That was the catchphrase, right? Definitely not stolen from Fauna. This is getting worse. She usually has this like very Slightly mischievous, but like genuine bright smile, you know. This is looking very terrible. Not at all like Shiori. But that's okay. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. This is something like probably like here. The shoulders might be a little bit too high, as in like I should pull them down, like this line, maybe more in into here. I have to think about that tomorrow. Trying to fix this stuff right now is probably counterproductive. I don't know why I'm giving her a belly button, but let's just do that. Let's just do this. I haven't actually thought if I'm going to cut any of these live streams into smaller bite-sized versions to extract the knowledge. I mean, truthfully, if you're trying to learn art, I think you should get comfortable with spending a sizable amount of time on your drawings. Even though what I've done mostly today was yapping. A lot of incessant yapping. Well, anyway, I've been watching the, what is it, battles like District 5 streams. I haven't seen a more glorious lawyer. Yes, lawyer. How does he do it? Toodles, toodles. Lawyer. I can't do the accent, I think. Lawyer, lawyer, lawyer. Something along those lines, maybe. Kind of like Italian mob boss, but not really. I haven't watched him before, District 5, but I, you know, just happened to catch it, and I've been hooked ever since. And from what I could gather through context and such, this might have been an earlier character. I mentioned it a few times, I think, in setup of his stream. Basically a mob boss, kind of sleazy, you know, lawyer. I'm a lawyer, and I know the law that I love, that I do, and I love it. No, no, no. I love. I'd have to listen to it more closely. I'm certainly not going to be an impressionist like Liz is, like Elizabeth, Rose, Le Blood Flames. Certainly not. I'd like to try. Would be very nice to be able to develop this kind of ability. It's very fun. Very fun. It's a joy. It's jolly. A jolly. A jolly. It is a genuine joy listening to her try and impersonate someone. So, I don't know what I'm doing here actually right now. This is. I have been in auto mode and it hasn't helped. I haven't actually drawn the most important, some of the newer viewers would say, assets of Shiori, right? Although we all know, those who have been around, we all know where the true value lies, right? Right in here. You know, this is nice garnish. You know, The Guna bait material is nice garnish. Can't deny it. Won't deny it. I am a man after all. But you're watching Shiori because of some of the, let us call it unusual tangents she goes on. If that's your reason, the sole reason, mind you, for watching her, you're missing out big time. Like, actually. She's a very cute cow. A very cute cow. Archivist. Archiver. Librarian. Right? This is not very helpful. Don't think this is actually. Ugh, look at this. Look at this shit. This is sad. I think my leg is starting to fall asleep here. Any moment now. Let me just zoom into this shit. Forgive my French. Excusez-moi. Me les baguettes no speak. Les baguettes. Me no speak. Anyway. Sorry, French peoples. You are, after all, my least favorite African country. So... But that's basically half of the world anyway. Oh, it's getting worse. I don't feel like I'm actually improving much here. I should probably think about turning on stabilization. I think that might be helpful. You know, so that you don't end up wasting your time fighting against a software that inputs a lot more coordinates, quote unquote, than what you would be able to do on a piece of paper. Right. But I think I'll have to stop here. It's getting very tiring. And I really want to stand up. Been sitting for 2 hours now. I don't like this. I don't like sitting for that long anymore. Not in this chair, at least. Yeah, it's not getting better. I'll have to adjust my brush at some point, probably. Very soon-ish. Make it not have too much of a range for like strength, you know? Because what it currently does is like this, right? Very thick line. And then it just dies off. Right? It can be very thin, but mostly it's very thick. I'd like to get this thin in my lines too. Oh, look at this. I think I'll actually have to turn on stabilization. I think I'm making this much worse by not doing it. Having it turned off. But regardless, let's see if I can at least somewhat capture the essence of what Shiori looks like. Just basic, so I can be like This kind of looks like Shiori. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. I always feel like this should probably be thicker, right? Something like this, maybe? Like, like so? Something like this, probably more, yeah? This is actually making it worse. Kinda has these unfinished, quote unquote, unfinished. Yeah, unfinished. Well, these, open, what is it called? Not the iris, the thing around it that has the color of the eye, basically. I'll have to look up what it is called. Check it out. See for myself. I don't remember right now. This kinda looks like Shiori. Kinda. A little bit. I feel like, Let's try and give her a new. Maybe I should try this, huh? Maybe I should use the tools that I have at hand. Make it easier to draw. Should probably get a hotkey to flip here. Which is basically just a reset for your brain to, you know, not get locked into drawing a certain way. This is not looking good right here. Actually, this entire thing here is not looking too nice. Don't know if this made it better. I think this made it worse. Hmm. His right eye is looking good. His left eye not so much. This eye is way too high. Too high. This eye is too low. So let's try and grab it and move it. Let's just zoom out here. It's a bit too happy for what I've seen in the image. This might just turn out as a generic Shiori image with pose. But that's fine. That's okay. That's A O A co A O A O A A O A A okay. Oh, whoops. No, thank you. I wanted this. This kind of looks like a kind of vaguely, if you know what it is beforehand, you can imagine. But aside from this, it doesn't actually look a lot like her. Have to think about this. I shouldn't draw in these very bright colors, because I'm not going to be able to finish this. This drawing, I feel like. I mean, it's just a test run. Maybe this first image will not turn out to be a whole lot of anything. Maybe it will turn out to be a whole lot of something. I will see. You will see, hopefully, as well, at some point in the very far future of this channel. Yeah, this is terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. But it's okay. Again, it's understandable that this is not going to be a masterpiece. Temper your expectations, but set your goals high. I want to make an animation at some point. High fidelity, fighting. Or maybe not. Maybe just a fan animation of High School of the Dead or something. We'll see. Still don't know how boobs fall. It's a very scientifically important question. How do they fall? How do they not fall? How are they so soft? Can I have them? In that sense, Nerissa won big, I suppose. In more ways than one. Probably all of the ways. Possibly. This is looking incorrect. Very much so. Let's keep it like so. So like this. Whatever. Like what is she? I think she has like a necklace, right? But maybe more like a decorative sort of like choker, I think. It's like a. What was the symbol? Oh, I don't quite remember. Something here. I don't remember what it was that was here. Some symbol. Probably lore related. I don't remember right now. No. I do not remember. It is what it is. It's kind of looking more mature, probably because the uh, thing is longer, her neck. See, this is very much not nice. And this is like, it's bending like so. I want it to bend like so. Ever so slightly. Or be pretty much like flat, you know. That was a good line. That was a good line, very good line. It's difficult. If it weren't, right, there'd be trillions, billions, quintillion, whatever comes afterwards. Millions, you know? Of artists. Let's see. Oh, Lord. I didn't like that one. It's kind of looking more mature. The arms aren't quite there. I feel like I see a very vague resemblance. The left eye is very wrong. But that's all okay. Don't quite like this long stretch. You know, it probably would be very nice to. Oh, hmm. What was I going to say? Would be very nice to do what? Jesus. Okay, this is a cue, I think. I should stop for now. It's not going to get better. My concentration is dwindling. And my voice is leaving me. Oh well. At least I'm alive. It's fine. It's okay. Schnitzel happens. You know? Can certainly draw better on paper than in this program. That's okay. I think there was something like so maybe. Probably a bit higher because the head probably supposed to be more in line here. Let's try and I really don't know a whole lot about drawing hair. Like actually nothing. Don't tell anyone. I think this now is like where the hair comes down a bit. So it's like the side basically. Anime hair is really an interesting breed of hair sometimes. Should probably get rid of this and then do something like that maybe. I don't know. Again, I'm not very good at drawing. We'll figure out how to do it along the way. I hope I can help you too in drawing at some point. You know, get better, do something, learn a skill, not be depressed. most importantly, stay alive, you know? And just keep trying. Worst scenario is still a lot better than being dead. So, we'll get there eventually. Focus on the short-term goals. I like how this is looking, even though it's not her hairstyle. I'll fix it tomorrow. Whoops. Oh yeah, I didn't even mention this. So this is going to be, my hand hurts, holy shit. What would I say? It's going to be a daily thing, you know? Every day. Every single day we do some drawing. Because that's how I want to improve. I started a bit late, but it's okay. It happens. So, while that is going on, I'm thinking putting this back on a little bit. So, it has been a pleasure, even though I don't think anyone actually came by this stream. And it's mostly just for myself anyway. If someone finds it, that's fine. I'd like to make more out of it if possible. If not, that's okay. Do not feel forced. Perhaps a year from now it will look better. I hope so. Maybe it won't. Either way, I've had fun. My voice not so much. But that's okay. I'm probably gonna give this make this like I don't know, what would you call this? A thumbnail. Very poor drawing skills. It's okay. It's alright, it's alright. Maybe it will do it automatically. I have no idea how this shit works. Well, anyway, I'm going to go. I have absolutely forgotten to drink something. Sorry about that one. Going to relax my hand because I have been gripping my pencil like my life depended on it. Regardless, if you come across this, if any of you guys do at some point, and you're more than a figment of my imagination, I wish you a very nice day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are. I hope you join me on this little diary. You know, and we'll see. See how far we get. You know, I don't know if there was any educational value in all of this. I certainly hope it was. It was somehow. But well, have a very nice day, and keep on digging. Thanks for showing up.